What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I will be doing a propagation on this beautiful philodendron. This is Burle Marx Variegated. It's an absolutely beautiful philodendron. Once upon a time this was a very expensive plant, but as I said, thanks to tissue culture and stuff like that, today these are much more affordable compared to what it was in 2020. So I'll be going ahead and propagating it, because you can see there are multiple shoots in this. So I wanted to have another plant. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen up the soil and take the plant out, because I'm planning to do a root division. So we will take out all of the soil. Little tricky. Okay, I think it is even root bound as well. I didn't realize that. And you can see my soil is very loose, porous. I think it was a cutting that I had received, because I can see it now. You can see this was the stem. And let me clear up some more of the soil to see where exactly I can give it a cut. Now guys, you'll also notice there is some fungus in this. You can see this white fungus. You do not need to be worried. This fungus is not harmful to the plant. I have them in several of my pots. Initially when I had seen this fungus, I was quite worried and I was quite scared about it, that whether it's going to damage my plants, because of course fungus, a lot of types of fungus are harmful to plants, but this particular variety of fungi is not dangerous. It's because of the rich organic soil, and it also indicates that the soil is rich in organic matter. So they only tend to feed on that organic matter, nothing to be worried. I have it in several of my pots. This is the older stem, so I think I'm just going to cut it here so that we have a good set of roots. There we go. Just separate it. I think they have tangled the leaves together and the roots as well. So thankfully it was not much of an hassle. They got separated very well, and both of the plants have a good set of roots. So the soil mix remains the same, which is loose, porous and well draining. Now it is a mix of coco peat, garden soil, sand, and I've added a little bit of perlite for extra drainage. If you do not have perlite, it's absolutely fine. Sand is more than enough. Probably you can increase a little bit more of sand. Now I'll fill in a little bit of soil. I'm using a smaller pot because the plant is small, and we're just gonna keep the plant like this. Gonna hold the plant and fill it up with some more soil. Now what happens with this soil is that, because the soil is very fluffy, when we put it into the pot, it looks like it's full, but when we tend to water it, the soil tends to settle down, which is absolutely fine. We can always top up some extra soil later on. And I think this got buried a little bit deeper, because always ensure that the petioles are above the soil. Only the root area should be beneath, otherwise it will rot the plant. So I have elevated the plant because the leaves are a little bit heavy. That's why the plant is bending and it is a little difficult to hold the plant, but that's absolutely fine. So here we go. We have potted our cutting. Now I won't be watering it right away because my soil is already moist. As you can see, it's slightly moist. I'll probably water after 2 or 3 days. Anyways, these plants are kept in indirect bright light. They are not exposed to direct sunlight, so that is absolutely fine. Now the reason why they are facing like this is because they tend to receive sunlight in from the front, so that's why there is no growth at the back, and I'm absolutely fine. I prefer my plants to grow like this because the sunlight tends to fall from the front, and that's why they are kind of leaning forward. So I have planted both of them. Now I'm not very sure, I'm a little bit confused whether this is a climber or a crawler or it's a self header. I'm not very sure because I've seen some images wherein people tend to grow this on a pole. Also, I have seen it in my area, not the variegated ones, because the variegated ones are not very common. If someone is going to grow them outdoors, probably someone is going to steal them. I have seen the regular variety growing in and around my area without any pole, but they tend to grow very bushy. Now I also have the non-variegated one. The non-variegated ones also tend to grow like this. I haven't seen any epiphytic behavior on them. They tend to grow like this. So this is the regular variety, and this is the variegated one. So even the regular variety also tends to grow very bushy. They tend to put up a lot of these leaves in a bunch, and it looks absolutely stunning. Now my plant is relatively young. The leaves are also very small, but they tend to grow a little bit more larger. Maybe double or triple the size of this, but the shape of the leaves tend to remain the same, like unlike our other philodendrons, which tend to completely change the shape of the leaves. These tend to maintain the shape like this. So it's an absolutely beautiful plant. The variegated one is very pretty. So as I said, the variegated one is a little bit uncommon, but now they are slowly coming up in the market. So if you happen to notice this, do add it in your collection because they have beautiful variegation. So now anyways, these plants are going to be kept in indirect bright light. I won't be adding any fertilizers right away. We will wait for a couple of days, maybe 20-25 days. Fertilizers are not that important right now. The plant should get adjusted and settled in the new soil. We have just done a cutting. Cutting is a type of stress to the plant, so we need to let it settle. It's going to be kept in indirect bright light, and as I said, the soil is already moist, so I'm not going to be watering it right away. Probably after 2 or 3 days, it's going to be fine. So that's about it, guys. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep planting.